Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. We are on Roxy's weekly challenge number 20 and she did labels. I can't find a label stamp. I thought I had one, but I have downsized so much that I don't have one. So we are going to do something different. We are just going to make some labels from our scraps. Now I've got my punches out, so I thought we'll do one of these. That'll be fun. Let's see, this is my ephemera scrap pile, but there's a lot of stuff in here that I don't use very often. And for instance, I probably would deconstruct these, but I haven't, so let's use them. And then I have some book pages. I have a couple of little plant garden layouts. I thought this would be kind of an interesting background. You know what? I think I'm going to save this one. Oh, my daughter was just asking me about these flowers today. Oh, that's foxglove. No, she was asking me about Canterbury bells. That's what it was. That's what I thought those were. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to keep this because I can cut that out and use it for a page. That'll be nice. And then I have some index pages from Edith Holden. I have a couple of these. And we'll just play. I'm going to show you the stamps that I have. Or, I'm sorry, punches. I have this, which makes a quite nice label. Very large. I have my Martha Corner punches. I have this one. And I have this one. I don't use that one very often because it makes it's good for confetti. And then I have this one. This also makes confetti. I have this, which I thought, ow, something's poking. Oh, it's foil. I tried to sharpen these. We could do this on both ends. The difference on this one is that it does punch a hole, but that's okay. I don't mind. And then I have my little scallop and tab punch for that. We can use our cutter and just do the corners. And then this is another tag punch that I have. I figured we could do that. So I'm not sure that these would work in that, but let me get my cutter out and make these a particular size. So I think with these I'll do them smaller. How much? Let's see. What size are these? These are well, yeah, they're 5 inches if I cut off that. Let's see if that cuts. I'm not sure it will. I'll go slow and see. Yeah, not too bad. It didn't tear it up too bad. And I don't mind having a rough edge on there. Am I recording or no, I'm not. I guess I don't know. Alright, so since this is 5, I think we'll cut this down to 2.5. So that'll be halfway through. And then let's see, how do I want to do these? Maybe, well, this whole piece, I'm trying to figure out so I can come out even. Let me get out of here so that you guys can see the whole thing. Kind of closed in on myself. This is going to be nothing like Roxy's weekly creation, but this is my take on it because, yeah, I think I must have given those stamps away. Okay, so this measures about 7 5/8. So let's make it 7.5 for easier math. And then we can do, Alexa, what's 7.5 divided by 4?
7.5 divided by 4 is 1.875.
Alexa, what's 7.5 divided by 5?
7.5 divided by 5 is 1.5.
Alright, so let's do 1.5 and then we'll get 5 labels out of this. So 1.5. And you know, this may end up being used, yeah, because that doesn't look like much, but this may end up just being collage fodder, which is fine. You know, you won't know unless you try, right? So, there we go. Yeah, I'm not exactly fond of those, so I'm going to move them. All right, however, I want these bigger, so I'm going to go, I'm just going to go ahead and do a 3-inch by 1.5. I like the dimensions of having it about half. Okay, I should have done that a little bit different, but let's try this one. 3 inches I should get still, yeah, inside that line. And now we can do 1.5. So let's do 3, and then we'll do 2 at a time. We'll do 3, and 3, and just a smidge, so we'll get 6 out of that one, and then we can come along here at 1.5, like so, and they're all kind of vertical, which is fine. We can do the other page. I'm not keeping these. We can do the other page horizontally, and let's see, if we cut this at 1.5, we'll be able to salvage some of this piece. And I might use that. And then let's do 3. Oh, it ended up still being vertical. That's weird. Cut it the wrong way. That's okay. All right. And then we can just punch corners on that. Now on this one, we could use this punch. Let me, I'm going to keep my cutter close. I should have put all this stuff behind me. Let's see what happens if we do this. Let's see, I think it goes this way. So this may be the wrong direction, but we'll find out. Oh yeah. So that's okay. I don't mind that, but let's turn it and go this way. And there we go. That's better. I do like that. And I could probably even, because I'm probably going to use these for clusters. So I'm not worried that all the words are not showing. So let me cut. I'll just use my cutter since it's sitting here. And cut off these extra pieces right there. Okay. And yeah, that's really weird because this shows vertically, but when you flip it over, I guess it's technically a stamp. The cutter blades go the opposite direction, so that's weird. Oop, I didn't quite get that one over far enough, but that's okay. It's got a little nick out of it. I'll just, instead of dragging this over every time, I'm just going to do it off camera. And might get one out of here. We turn it the other way. Yeah. All right. And we can pick which side is better when we get to that. Now this one does have a thing where it has a punch on this side. So if you want the holes, you can come back. And I really like that feature because you don't have to have the holes. It even has an eyelet setter in here. So, all right, so let's do decorative corners on these. I think we'll just do some of all of them because this would be a ticket punch. And I don't have a lot of stuff like this, so, that's kind of fun. I'll do 3 of each. And then I will have some things to put in my stash. Just basic shapes for labels, or for clusters or anything. I think I can do 2 at once, but I don't want to chance that. So let's come along and do this one. That one's fun. And then we'll ink them so that you guys can see them a little better. I'm not going to do a ton of these because storage, but I was looking through all my garden books, and I have a lot of garden books, but they're all like colorful gardens, and they're not like excuse me, hand drawn like the ones that Rachel was using on her video. So they're all color photos, which I guess would be okay. But let's see, I want to use this one. I don't know if I can do it left-handed or not. Let's see. Sure. I just think it's kind of hard to do that when you have to go from that side. And I like to be able to see that it's in there. So just give my left hand a little bit of a workout today. I already did my morning walk, and every time I like once a week, I'll just add a little bit extra to my walk. I used to just go down to the end of the street and back, and now I walk about 2 miles. Not quite, it's like 1.87 or something like that. But as I keep adding to it, you know, it'll get better. All right, let's grab some ink and see if we can make these pop a little bit. So I think these would be fun. Like I said, for layering, for clustering, not necessarily if you just need a label, because I mean, I suppose because these Edith Holden pages are brown writing, so it would be okay if you stamped something over it like in black with maybe like I have those Tim Holtz ticket stamps and stuff. I don't know that they're vertical, they're kind of horizontal if I remember, but that would work. So I'm not going to ink all of these, you get the idea, but those are just fun, and I will ink them as I use them most likely. So let's do this one. I saw Gail made a video today that these would be good for. That I think she said she got it from Crafty with Tony, and it's like a layered, grungy layered cluster that has like an eyelet in it. So this would be really good to add an eyelet and have something hanging down from it. I haven't watched Tony's video, so I only watched Gail's so far. Oh man, there's just so many videos and only so much time. I feel bad sometimes because, but I heard Carrie the crafter talking about this the other day, and he said he will sometimes watch videos on double speed. I do it all the time. In fact, so much so that one day I was watching Gail's channel, and I thought, wow, Gail sounds a little down today. And I realized it was because I didn't have it on double speed. I had it on normal speed, and that was her voice. But when I watch it on double speed, she just talks faster and chipper, and it was funny. So I'm glad I'm not the only one, but it's just like there's so many great artists out there, and I just want to see what everybody's doing, and I get to where it's time consuming, and I know everyone has precious little time, so that's why I don't do the super long videos if I can help it. I know there are some that are longer than others, but I try to keep it to around 30 minutes. Yeah, when I started, it was hard for me just to get the 10 minutes, and now I can't shut up, so, you know, there's that. But, and I do fast forward through some videos if I know the procedures of what they're doing. Like if they're sewing in signatures, I might skip that. But I try to make sure that I'm watching it enough that they are getting credit for me watching it, because, you know, you got to have a certain amount of watch time to get paid. And I do watch through the commercials, so I try to do my part. And I appreciate all of you. You know, I think I want to do this. I appreciate all of you who have, you know, watch my videos and take the time, because I know how busy we all are. So, okay, so those are fun. I like those. All right, so what do we want to do next? I think I'm going to hold off on that one for a second, but I think these almost reminded me of like a quilt. I don't know. I'm gonna cut out that rectangle and we'll go from there. And there's nothing on the back side that I want. Can't keep every scrap of paper. I just don't have room for it. I would love to keep every little piece and use it, but it's not practical. And then I end up storing it for a year and tossing it, and then I feel even more guilty. Yeah, I might use those, but I want to see what we want to do with this. I think I'm going to, let's see how big this is at its, about, let's just do 6. And this way it is 4.5. Let's make it 4. And I may use those pieces because they're cool, so I'll put those in my collage. So now it's 4 by 6, and I think I will divide this in half. I think I'm just going to do it 2 by 3. And then these will be some labels that I can actually stamp on. I think that's 2, yeah. My kids are making cinnamon rolls, TikTok cinnamon rolls. I have no idea how they are, but they put coffee creamer in the bottom of it. They said they are delicious. What do I want to use? I think I'll just mix it up a lot. I love this one. This is my favorite corner punch. Anyway, I'm starting to smell cinnamon. Let's see. Oh, that didn't go in straight. Shoot. Aw. I jacked it up. I think this punch is too big for this size. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something else with that one. Let's do a smaller corner. Let's try one of these. Now, if I remember correctly, yeah, this punches the hole. So my idea was that I would just punch both sides. Let's see. So this is 2. So if I punch that, oh, it goes in quite a ways. I'm just trying. It's not quite 2, but okay. And then we'll put this back in. Oh, yeah, that'll work. Okay, there we go. I don't know. 1.5 might have worked better. I can still trim this off the sides, but I think it works. I think I'm okay with that. It's smaller than this one, slightly, but let's do the other one. I have 2 of these, so maybe this will be a little bit different. I may not like this one at all. It's a two-handed punch. Uh-oh. Didn't cut all the way through. It just kind of folded it down, but I think I can fix it. I'm not at a good angle sitting at this desk here. So yeah, it left me a line to follow. So, all right, let's try again. And this time I'll try to push down harder. Maybe I should do it this way. Yeah, that seems to be in. Yeah, there we go. It still didn't cut that side. I tell you what, it's these Hobby Lobby punches. They're just not sharp. I'm so sad because I really want to enjoy them, and they just, yeah. So this one didn't get all the way in, perhaps because that angle is not quite right. So this one's like 3/4 of an inch, and this one is, well, maybe it is the same. Maybe it's just the design that's throwing me off. Center that a little bit. Yeah, I guess it is. Maybe it's just the design. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. But I would use it. I mean, who knows, once you put like an eyelet in there and you layer it up with something else, it would be okay. I think this might be better just with one of these. Let's do the scallop edge. And this is a little bit thicker paper because that book page doesn't really want to be cut through very well. So yeah, see, I like that better. Let's this shiny photo book page doesn't necessarily take the ink the way I would like to, but, and there again, we could stamp over that. So I don't mind these. You know, they'll probably grow on me the more I see them, but I do like that design. Anyway, all right, so that one needs a more foil. That's probably why that foil was stuck in there, because I've been trying to sharpen it. And I have this other one that I thought would be fun. So let's see if we can isolate those strips. I'm gonna put these tag punches behind me. All right, see what we can do here. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and do this one. Okay. That would work for maybe something. So basically, that would be good for stamping. I'll keep that. And then basically what we're doing, I wanted to get that green isolated, is making homemade labels. And, you know, whether that means stamping on book pages or punching book pages or what have you. I probably will not use that. Let's see. I'm thinking I want just this piece. I'm sorry if I'm off screen. I thought I had my camera all figured out so that you guys could see everything, and then when I'm editing, I'm like, well, I am way off screen. I'm not going to worry about that because I won't use it, but we can cut this in half. How big is this? This is, let's make it 5, and then we can do 2 3/4. No, 2 1/2. 2 1/2. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing on this. Except this time I'll do it correctly. Cut off the whole piece. So we want to make that 5. And cut that off. Yeah, so this ends up being 2 by 2.5. Not bad. That's a good label size. Okay. And then I'll probably want to make a couple of bigger ones so that I can use these other corner punches. Although these are fun if you just do 2 punches, like on opposite corners. Let me show you. So like you get this all the way in this time, so don't mess it up, and punch, and then do this side, whatever is the opposite corner. So those are fun. Kind of almost ends up being like a teardrop shape. So that's good. And let's see if we can let's do this one and try to do all 4 corners. I think this one's a little bit bigger than that last one we were doing, but the punch might be a little bit smaller so that it would work. Maybe. I love these Martha Stewart punches. I wish she was still making them. They always are so good. That side actually might be better, and I'll tell you why. Because the lines in here make it look funky because there's no outline. But this side is kind of cool. So I don't know, there's options, and I don't have to decide today. Let's do this other one. I don't even know what this looks like. I hardly ever use these, but I have these. These are the stamp around the page. So it has an edge one and a corner one, and then there's some kind of mathematical, you know, if I have to stop and do the math every time, I'm not going to do it. Not that I don't know how to do the math, but I have to look it up every time to see what the right numbers are for everything to come out right, and yeah, that's not my thing. But that one worked pretty good, actually. I didn't get that all the way in, but that'll work. It's kind of wonky. You can see that it's wonky because this is longer than this little one. See, that's the secret of these. They're kind of heavy for my hand. So the secret is getting them all the way in, making sure they are all snug and tight in the corner. And yeah, otherwise it gets, also making sure that you cut straight. Yeah, see, I like that one. That's cool. And then you could even come back and use a different punch on the corner, you know, if you don't want that point sticking out. Let's see, I like to do them upside down so I can see. You could just do a little punch like that on the other side. That way, you know, it doesn't look like you forgot something. Let's use the double scallop on this one. Oops. There we go. Yeah. Just a little off-centered, a little bit. All right. So let's see what else we've got. We've got these envelopes that we can deconstruct. So let's do that. These are Artie Mae's, I'm sure, from a while back, like away, probably a few years back. Ooh. You know, printers and cutters, they just don't like me. That works fine now. Oh, that's a nice stamping piece. I'm going to save that. And then, yeah, because these have been coffee dyed, so we will save these pieces. And I am going to cut this off. And I can use that for stamping on as well. All right, so I think I'll just cut this one in half. And it measures it's not going to be even. It's 5 3/4, so 2 7/8. That sound about right? Looks about right. Let's see. Ding, ding, ding. All right, so since those are bigger, we can use my favorite corner punch. And this would be a great base for a cluster as well. These papers are gorgeous. I don't remember which collection this is from by any means, because it's been sitting here for a while. And yeah, this looks good. So this is much bigger, where you can get the whole label effect. There we go. And if I ink this up a little bit. Now I will definitely use this one. This would be even good for a book plate. Isn't that pretty? I like that. All right, let's do that one again, but let's do it with this punch. I feel like there needs to be a hole right there on this one. This paper, I don't know if it's straight or not. There we go. Okay, I only messed up on that one. I can peel that off. So that one's kind of neat. I think I like it. There we go. Yeah, I don't use that one very often, but I like it. So, and I haven't used the border probably ever, to be honest. So, what else have I got down here? Oh, I've got these little cards. I have a whole bunch of these tea and cigarette cards that I downloaded, oh gosh, when I first started junk journaling, probably. And I'm going to toss that. I printed a bunch of stuff out and never did anything with it. So I think that we are going to turn these into labeler type things. So, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not, but this is just basic cutting. And cut these out in some strips, and then we'll cut them apart. Yeah, so I did some, gosh, where was it? The Metropolitan, maybe, Museum in New York has a digital collection, and these are free domain images. So I just, I started printing stuff out, and as you do, went crazy. And so we'll just do 3. I'll save these for later. I don't need to do a gazillion of everything because I just don't have room to store it. If I did have a craft room, and then my kids got older and they wanted their own rooms, and I got pushed. And then my daughter got married, and so my son-in-law, in fact, he just graduated from state, and trying to get into the master's program now for marriage and family counseling. So he has a degree in psychology, and yeah, so my husband and I discussed it, and we're like, look, after COVID, the prices were ridiculous, and nobody, I'm going to go ahead and keep trimming these because I can see a line here. Nobody could rent. 3 of her friends got married the same year, and, finding apartments is ridiculous. You can't buy a house, but the mortgage is cheaper than the rent here. And you know, they're newlyweds. They, you know, he's a full-time student. She works part-time. And I was like, you know what? I didn't have this advantage when I was a kid. But if you guys, you know, don't mind being in the craft room slash studio, it's the smaller bedroom, but it's on the other end of the house, and so that's where they ended up. And I told them, you know, take advantage of the time. So they're putting away money. I'm going to pay the mortgage whether they live here or not, and they pay a little token rent. So, you know, like I said, I didn't have that help or advantage when I was growing up, and I got into a lot of financial issues that I could have avoided. So I'm just going to use this other. I think this is my favorite of the 3 punches that I got recently. So, and I really like that. I like that ticket punch. And then I'll do this. Yeah, I think it's easier to do it left-handed, to be honest. And then we'll ink these, and I think we'll call it a day because my camera's already kicked off saying you're talking too much. So, but I did get some labels for my little label file. So, yeah. And I have a whole bunch of these. I have a whole bunch of military women that are like in different positions holding rifles and all the different, I don't know what you call it. I'm not military. But the formations, I guess, of how you hold your weapon. And yeah, those are like, I think, you know, World War I time period. So those are fun. But, you know, these cigarette companies and tea companies, they put these collections out, and they had a whole series of them. So I've got lots of these. But those are fun. I like those. All right, so let's see. I'm going to put everything out so I can get a nice little picture for the thumbnail. Keep my little pieces there. But I think, so first we just did these Edith Holden, that like a tickets. These are more like tickets, but that's okay. Using up, these are pages, and I'll ink these later. These are just, I think I do like them horizontal a little bit better. And then we had these that we did, and those are fun. And just inking them gives you that outline. And then we had these that were the garden layouts, and all different kinds of corner punches with those. And then we had these and the cigarette cards, and I think I've got these up too high, but let's see if I can pull the whole thing down at once. No, my hands are too slick. We'll get it down. It'll work. So we can spread them out. We got a little bit more room here so that you can see them all. And as always, Rachel's information will be in the description box. Let's see, I like that one. I want that one to show. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.